Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to One Piece, chapter 1185. But first, let's talk a little about 1184. So, yeah, we get just a little bit, like 3 pages of uh, adult Brook, age 27 Brook, and age 14 Shuri interacting. And I think there might be some symbolism in regards to, you know, the mouth, the mask that Gunko has in the present. Well, after Imu takes her. And I think it's that, it basically symbolizes that she's not her true self. She doesn't, she's not allowed to express who she truly is. And so that's Gunko. But the true owner of the soul inside that body is Shuri. And this is how she actually is like. What's the meaning of the name Gunko? Like, child, uh, weapon? Something like that? That's all just constructed for the Holy Knights and Imu. And this is an actual human. Oh yeah, we get to see why Brook thinks and just cared so much about King Reuben. And while Brook thought the world of him, for Reuben, it was something that, like, he would just say casually, like, oh yeah, give him a room and some real instruments to play and make it so he can attend school. And, it's not a big deal to him because that's a given for someone who grew up with that. But for Brook, it meant so much. And yeah, when he was getting beat up by the Marines, mind you, while it is a different situation, it does remind me a little bit of when Luffy was getting beat up by Blue Jam, and he wasn't willing to say anything about Ace and Sabo. But here, Brook genuinely didn't know what they were talking about, and he didn't have the info that they wanted. But yeah, just add it to the list of corrupt and just messed up things that the Marines have done. Thankfully, he got saved because King Reuben is, one of the good royals in the story. And, he was born into it, but he didn't really find any joy in the life that, his family wanted for him. He preferred spending his time with Brook in his very, very humble home at the junkyard. And there was a freedom that he had with him that he didn't back at the castle. But, it is definitely like Prince Reuben can choose that, go back and forth. But Brook, he stays at the junkyard because he didn't have a choice. And yet, Prince Reuben didn't think of trying to help him, of using his own privilege for the betterment of others who don't have as much as he does. But, at the very least, he saved him at the end in more ways than one. So let's get to 1185. Titled, okay, mind your own beeswax. That's such a fun thing to say. I wonder what the context is gonna be. A reader request for the chapter cover is, I can't wait for Luffy to eat this. Hancock practices her cooking. I see. Good for her. Okay. Candle, I want you to take Brook as your esquire and teach him proper manners and speaking etiquette. Of course, Prince Reuben. Boy, there sure are a whole lot of pretty ladies around the palace. Pretty lady, skip that one, pretty lady. Yo, stop that. But you're the prettiest of them all, Candle. Lady Candle, you are my squire. I wonder if she's saying like Candle-sama in Japanese. Show me your panties. Brook! You don't like your uniform? If I conform to school culture, I'll lose my touch for writing good music. But the convoy uniform now, that's what I want to wear someday. I see. Oh, him sleeping with the guitar. That's cute. And you can tell Candle is getting really fond of him. You're a lucky kid, you know that? You get to be Lady Candle's squire. Yo ho ho! Are you in love with any particular man, Candle? Lady. And yes, but he's far out of my league. So I trained very, very hard with the sword, so that I might be as close to him as possible. I see. Gotcha. Yeah, I had the completely wrong idea about this couple when we first saw them in like 1183. But okay, so that's how it is. I bet he'd like you if you dress more ladylike. That's not necessary. I'm happy simply being at his side. His side? Are you talking about me? Okay, that got me a little bit. No! Lady Candle, do you wear men's underwear too? No. What? Then show me them. Brook! You still haven't learned any etiquette. Even after he does, he'll still do that. He'll never learn. But at least he'll ask it more formally. When asking a favor of others, you have to speak politely. There it is. Then would you mind showing me your panties, please? Of course I mind. Hit him in the head. Forget speaking politely. I need to beat some manners and civility into you. Good grief. Strength and etiquette are equally important. Really? Then I'll do better. I'll try harder. Okay. And that's the end of the flashback within the flashback. Lady Candle is the light of our admiration. Huh? The sun that shines up our country. Which reminds me, one time a ship from the world government washed up on Esperia, and the kingdom was stunned to encounter a type of authority we'd never experienced before. The celestial dragons? That's right. They certainly threw their weight around. Lady Candle was bedridden for several months after that due to fatigue. Really? And you wouldn't believe how gloomy the people were during those months. Yo-ho-ho! I shouldn't laugh, but it truly was as if the sun itself had set. I believe it, 100%. However, that was only the precursors to wonderful news, Princess Shuri. Oh? Is it the time period when she got pregnant? Your father, the beloved uncle's prince, ascended the throne. Oh, okay. And at the same time, he married your mother, Lady Candle. Okay, I was close-ish. The stage of Esperia was engulfed in the cheers of the audience. And then you were born. Okay, yeah, see? Princess Shuri. The kingdom was all in a tizzy. Shows her face. Oh, she's so cute. Thank God she takes after her mother. I get a bit of track there. My point is, I love your parents dearly. I owe them everything. I would give my life for them. I call this one Sacrificial Rock. I did call his crush on Candle that it started off as shallow. It kind of did. But she was part of the two people who saved him, when he was getting beat up by the Marines. But, it wouldn't have happened if Ruben wasn't there. That said, we did see this chapter all the time he spent with her after. And, she was the one who trained him, who taught him how to be polite. And all the ways to be a proper member of the royal convoy. So, I can connect the dots. That it went from a shallow crush to genuine feelings over time. I call this one Sacrificial Rock. Papa, mama. Well, Brooke, what would you do if it was me in danger? The same thing, of course. I would give up my life, yes indeed. Because I'm Papa and Mama's daughter? Because it's you. Oh, he did hesitate. Why did you pause? Be honest with me. The pout. Oh my god. And then he just cheers her up with a lollipop. She is still a child after all. She goes after an attack, but of course blocks it easily. Papa! Father! Don't be a child. I love you too, Father. Oh. He's, a little sad because she fusses so much over Brooke. But Candle seems happy. When you wanna be independent from your parents, why not sing this song for a change, princess? Oh, we're seeing like a little montage of Shuri and Brooke, just how they spent their days. She got a little cut in her finger, and Brooke was rushing with a first aid kit. She's with a little dog while it's raining, and Brooke shields them from the rain with an umbrella. And then she's getting a little bit taller, but of course she wants to be even more because, Brooke is pretty tall. Oh, that's the name of the song? Mind Your Own Beeswax. Hahaha, what's that supposed to mean? It's a phrase from Kamigata, a land to the west. Oh. That's Japanese. We really get islands with Japanese names. Hachinosu is technically another one. Mind your own beeswax. Shuri getting mad at Brooke. I would say flirting, but he's probably asking to see her panties. Of another girl, I mean. Shuri scaring Brooke because of his fear of ghosts. Shuri fishing while Brook sings next to her. Then we have Brook all injured, and then Shuri's like about to fight with the nurse. Who knows why though? I guess she wants to nurse him herself. And she's making some soup. And then he's eating it and she passes out from exhaustion. Oh, this is so wholesome. I ain't some puppy dog lured by the candy store. I ain't a kid at all no more. Oh man. I feel like this would work even more, just like animated. Seeing the montage all just flow by as you hear Brook singing his song. But I still really like this. Oh, Brook just laughing as Shuri hugs him and also smiles. The year that Shuri turned 15. What the? It sounds awful. Esperia lost its music. The kingdom was shrouded in a deep and terrible mist that lasted for half the year. The country's heritage, its treasured instruments, all rotted, and the mist curdled into smog that swallowed the island whole. From that point on, the streets were filled not with music, but the sounds of coughing. Let's lift our hearts with meal. The poisonous smog racked their lungs of tens of thousands and took several hundred lives. The mist will clear. I know it will. Okay, I did not expect some kind of plague or epidemic to hit Esperia. Now I'm wondering, like, is it natural? Or did someone set it up to happen? Oof. In the face of many baffling and horrific events, the kingdom grew weary and numb, and even after the mist lifted, the scars it left were felt deeply by all. And Candel died, and we don't even see it, we just see her funeral. Of course, Shuri, Brook, and Ruben just bawling their eyes out because, they loved her with their whole hearts. They equated her to the sun, right? And when the sun is out, there's only rain. Although it's interesting, it seems like Brook and Shuri are crying side by side, where Ruben is just crying by himself alone in front of her grave. Your Majesty, we can no longer afford to make the heavenly tribute payments to the world government. Oh shit. Oh. Well then. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Brook and Shuri practicing. Also, yeah. Wait. Gunko has, her devil fruit. And that, we're seeing how much Shuri got trained, in the way of the sword. And I don't think we've seen Gunko use the sword at all. But I could be misremembering. But another way to show that, yeah. Another thing that made Shuri was taken away from her. Sometimes it's if you can see into the future, princess. I want to be like mother. You certainly have the potential, but I don't think your father will allow a princess to fight on the front lines of battle. Father seems to have something weighing on his mind these days. I can imagine what it's about, but there's nothing we can do. My only option is to serve the king faithfully. I thought you wanted to be a pirate, Brook. Oh, he already wanted to be that? I thought he would want to, yeah, like he just said, stay here until the king reaches a natural death. My onus comes first. Dreams are secondary matter. Yo, I don't see that word often. Let me check what that means. A burden, dirty, or responsibility. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, when you leave, I'll go with you. You can't. I will. Alright, well, we know what happened. I like that though. That panel where it's raining and Brook is looking up and smiling. It just, makes me think like, yeah, even if the sun is no longer here and it's still raining, you can still be strong enough to look up while it's raining. It's not all bad. I like the symbolism on that. Next page. Oh, there's gonna be a war against the world government. Huh? Understood, Majesty. Just like that? Wait, Captain, at least tell us why, Your Majesty. Brook, they demanded 1,000 slaves from us. I see that. Wow. I respect it. Instead of like going along with their demands, they're actually gonna try and fight back. From what we know, what happens to a Reuben, it's not gonna work at all. But I definitely respect that they tried. There's a meaning in trying. That's the only way to get out of the heavenly tribute this year. Being a slave in the Holy Land might as well be death. Oh no. The government will be coming here in 2 months, but I'm not going to choose sacrifices to be handed over to them. Is our country doomed, Captain? Unaffiliated countries turn into a lawless wasteland, don't they? Is it true that they pillage everything we have? I heard another country in the West Blue got wiped off the map. That's gotta be O'Hara. Well, I heard this little story once about a scene brimming with violence, where the boss don't wanna go, full of samurai warriors and towering giants, so watch out for all of them. Samurai warriors. Wano, of course. And the towering giant's gonna be Elbaf? Give them a little bite and they'll be weak in the knees like they're running from a swarm of bees. Better think twice, cause we got nothing to lose. Wahahaha, yeah, that's true. They've landed at the North Harbor. Get over there, 12th platoon. I mean, sure, yeah. We got nothing to lose. We were gonna go to hell anyway, right? Hell meaning Murray Joy. If we don't do this, so might as well fight, right? Even if you weren't the one chosen to go as a slave. Brook, is not the type of person who would stay the same. Like the guilt would crush him so much if he let that happen. So it's all or nothing. Mind your own beeswax. They didn't say it would be this many of them. Don't let them disembark. Oh man, the fact that we have this song playing along as this is almost happening. Mind your own beeswax. We're only in the corner of the map, but our name won't be erased just like that. Oh, this is one place you can't steal from us. Commander, the enemies reached the palace. Block off the stairs, I'll go in. Why can't I fight? Don't be stupid. If they take you hostage, then our arms are tied. Please be safe, Princess Shuri. It's the guard. Oh, Princess, the garden we strolled through all those times is now burning. Oh, that's sad. Your Majesty, the dump where we hung out is ablaze. Mind your own beeswax. The corners of the map are shining. Feel your courage slip away once you taste of my vicious blade. Your Majesty, Princess Shuri! Oh boy. Looking at Brook's reaction, we're about to see something sad and or crazy. So, let's get to it. Yeah. She most definitely got Domi reversed. Oh, wait a minute. It's, isn't, oh wait, no. I was thinking like, it might be Emu's form that we saw when Sabo, got there with Cobra, but no. That looks like Marcus Mars. The bird? Oh, damn. Yeah, he got there when Ruben was already killed. Oh, wait! What? I see horns on Ruben and the wings. So he was also Tommy reversed? But then why have Shuri kill her? Sorry, Shuri kill her father. If there had already been both taken under control. Yeah, even getting Brook's perspective or POV on this, there's some questions to be answered here. Wait, who the hell is that? The uniform? It could be a Holy Knight, but is that one we've seen before? The war's going to be over, Brook. Oh, Brook. Oh, his face. He looks just, in shock. He doesn't even have, like, like, anger isn't even, he hasn't even processed what he's seeing to even feel that yet. Aren't you happy? Well, I don't think she's acting like how the Gunku we know acts. So, since, but I don't think it's Emu possessing her. Like, I don't know what to make of the eyes. Like, you can't really see anything. It looks like they're, glowing so brightly. You can't see the pupils. I guess it's just your regular dummy reversing. It's not possession. But alright. Yeah, So yeah, Esperia never had a chance, huh? But hey, better go out swinging than kneeling to the world government. That's for damn sure. I'd say that Ruben went out in a more respectable way than Harold did, in my eyes. But I just, I just wish we could have known exactly how this happened. but we don't because you know, we're tied to how Brook saw the whole thing. And now that I'm seeing this, I'm just like, Yeah, no wonder that he recognized, you know, the form with the wings um, and the horns. But, regular dummy reverse, it doesn't give you the tail. But it wasn't until a glimpse of the real Shuri came out that Brook was like, wait a minute, there's something off about this, something weird going on. So, okay, Marcus Mars was in charge of this. But yeah, I don't, like, who even is that in the background? I guess just a holy nut that we'd never seen. But yeah, I like this chapter. Though it's hard to say that, like, I feel like it's meant to evoke a stronger emotion in me. Like, I was hoping it would make me more sad than it did. Like, instead of just making me think, damn, this is sad. Like, actually get me emotional. But yeah, I don't know exactly what the reason is, like what's missing for me to like be more emotionally compelled by the end here. Because, I like the relationship between Brook and Ruben and Brook and Shuri. I guess I needed more time with them, Like, I feel like if this had happened like in chapter 1187 and I actually got more time to just, see these characters just enjoying their lives, it would have hit more, but I'm not fully sure. That's why I'm thinking, like, maybe the anime can expand on the montage or add a scene here and there to make me care a lot more about Brook and Shuri specifically. But, it is what it is. I still really like it. I just, because from the moment that Brook had the feeling of like, wait, do I know this Holy Knight? I guess I just had my hopes and my expectations so high about this future flashback that, if once it didn't meet the expectations, it's just like, oh, okay, that's fine too. But yeah, I feel like we got to this point of the backstory too soon. I really thought we were going to stay in Brook's past a lot longer. Like I said, at least 5 chapters. But this really seems like it could be the end. So, I don't know. Maybe all that just has conditioned me to want longer backstories. And then when we don't, it just feels like it's lacking something. But hey, if this is all that I wanted to tell, then I'll take it. It was still good. It could be great. Like I said, I've seen some people complain about the timing of getting into this flashback, but like I said, I've been waiting for it. So I was ready to strap in for a little longer, and then it feels like it's coming up to an end before we get well, at least I fully invested in all these little dynamics. But yeah, I just don't want to come off as like I don't like it, because that's not true. I just, I love Brook, right? He's like, he goes in and out of my top 5 Straw Hats / One Piece characters. So that's why I had so much stocks in this flashback. But hey, even if it's not the flashback, the payoff we could get between him and Shuri in the present could still be great payoff. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it here. So if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.